Hello everyone, this is icyabyss here, and today we're going to be talking about Onimusha that released on Netflix recently, and I just finished watching it, and today I'm going to be talking about it. So, is it good? Well, let's talk about it. It's a short anime, that's what I'm going to start with. Maybe it's because of budget reasons. It does kind of feels like that the anime was kind of rushed. It's a very simple story that's explained in 8 episodes from start to end, which is good but also a bit weird because it's very simple, and it's good because you get a full experience. You're not like left hanging to wonder what's gonna happen next. It's just a full experience, and I think that might be because of budget reasons. Maybe they started the season thinking that it was going to be really big, and then they kind of lost their confidence and they dialed the budget down, and they kind of like made very few episodes, which kind of leaves me to wonder if there is going to be a season 2 for this show, which I hope there is a season 2. I would be looking forward to it, considering the first season was, well, alright. Okay, so I want to start with some of the good things. I think the animation looks really nice. Sometimes I think it looks stiff, but overall I think the animation was just fine. It looked good, like the background scenes and the character animations. It looked beautiful, to say the least. I would say the other thing that I liked about this anime is that it's really short. It doesn't overstay its welcome, so you can watch it and finish it really quickly, and you're not going to feel like that this anime is dragging on. It just stays to tell a simple story and it's gone. And also this anime happens to have some decent action. I wouldn't say it's the best action I've ever seen, but it's here if you're a fan of that kind of a thing. Now I want to talk about what I didn't like about this thing. After doing some research, I learned that this show is based on a game, and I don't think that most people would have played this game. I hadn't played this game, but I feel like if I had, I would have known some references that were mentioned in this show that I didn't get just because I didn't play the game. For example, there might be a character cameo that they showed that I think was a big deal, but I just didn't know if it was. Like, it felt like the show was hinting at something, but then I didn't know what it was hinting at. So so I think that if I had played the games, it would have made much more sense. And speaking of references, I think that most people might not even know Miyamoto Musashi. It's fair to say that most people might not know about him. I knew about him before, but I also read the manga called Vagabond, and it's a really good manga, and I recommend it to anyone who is watching this video. Vagabond is an amazing manga with amazing art style, and if you love comic books and if you love manga and you haven't read this manga, then I don't know what to say. Like, you're just you need to take pity on yourself and read this manga because it is really good. Moving on, as I was saying, that I got most of the references because I had read manga, so I knew what the Yoshioka brothers were, and I knew about Sasaki Kojiro, but most people might not know about those characters, and they might not even know why those characters are such a big deal. So yeah, I think that most people, it might not land as well just because they don't know who these characters are. So yeah, I also think that the main villain is kind of an idiot in this show because they kind of show him to be this prodigy, right? Like someone who is so smart and cunning, but he's kind of dumb, really, like, for example, Liemon, that's his name. He has something called the Genma, and he can revive dead people with that. And those revived dead people are going to be really strong and powerful, right? And then he doesn't use the Genma on himself. Like, he's just an average guy. Like, he might not even be the best swordsman. He's kind of good, but he's not the best. He's just a normal dude with really powerful demons at his side. And what happens is that Sasaki Kojiro just kills him. Just like that, he's dead. And I was so dumb. Like, an amateur idiot could have seen that coming. Like, you have really powerful demon, and the only thing that's protecting you from them is your trust to think that they wouldn't hurt you, but they did. And wow, like, it was just dumb. Like, the way that Liemon died, it was just dumb. So anyways, towards the ending, Sasaki Kojiro ends up becoming the main villain, and And yeah, the ending did kind of felt rushed. You do see some fighting with Sasaki Kojiro, but you never get to see the final fight, like the final fight where Miyamoto Musashi takes the oar of a boat and he starts to attack Sasaki Kojiro, and they kind of stop, and then you just assume, you just imagined how the final fight went, and the show ends up giving you hints that Miyamoto Musashi won the fight. And I just think it would have been better if we actually, saw that we saw that fight. That would have been much more awesome. But yeah, that's this that's the entirety of this show. And yeah, before I forget to mention something, there is also a character called Sahe in this show, and towards the end they kind of hint that he's going to be a big deal, but I don't know what to think about him. Maybe if I had played the games I would have known what this character is all about, but yeah, I don't know what that thing was about, that character. But yeah, that's the entirety of this show. That's what I had to talk about it. And what do I think? Do I think that it's a good show? Yeah, I would say that it is. Even though it has some flaws, I would say that it's definitely worth a watch, mainly because it's a short show. It is only 8 episodes. You can watch it and you can be done with it in a short time. If you don't, if even if you hate it, it's still a very short show. You can just enjoy it. Like, even if you've never heard of Musashi, then maybe, well, maybe you're not going to be a big fan of this show. But if you're a fan of Musashi, it's going to be a decent watch for you. Is it going to be the best thing ever? No. So what's the rating for this show from me? I would say that this show is a good 6.5 or 7 from me, mainly because of the ending. I wasn't a big fan of that. So yeah, that's all I have to say about this show. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and as always, it's time for a goodbye.